In this video, we will show you how to configure the login and registration settings for your website. In order to configure the registration and login settings for your website, an administrator will need to log into the website and switch to Club Central. Then we're going to go ahead and click on the Company Management tile. While going through your settings, if you are unsure of what a setting does, simply hover over the question mark and it will provide you with an explanation. These settings can be changed at any time, and if they are, just make sure you click that Save button in order to save your changes. The first settings we're going to look at are found within our provisioning settings. First, we have Allow Self-Registration. This enables the member registration button on your website, allowing members to register themselves. If at any point you do not want to allow your members to register for the website, you can disable this option. If you are utilizing our Public Tea Times module, you can go ahead and enable the Allow Public Users to Register for your website. The next checkbox, if enabled, will request public registrants to enter a string of characters to ensure they are not a computer algorithm. Next, we have the Use Custom Registration email. This email will be sent to members upon successful registration for the website. What you see here is the typical format we use for your registration email. However, this can definitely be customized to the club's liking, but at minimum should at least include this username field, as this will be replaced with the member's actual username when they receive this email. Below that registration email, we have our mandatory questions. These questions must be answered when a member validates their account for the website. On the right, you do have optional questions. These additional questions can be added to the validation process, keeping in mind that these fields do need to be validated by your members with the information found in your backend system. Therefore, these additional questions may increase the probability of error in the validation process, especially if some of your records are either not up to date or are incomplete, and usually will result in an increased call volume from your members. Therefore, it is recommended just to have the 3 mandatory questions. If we scroll down a bit further, we can go ahead and set our email addresses. The sender's email address will appear as the From email when a member receives their registration confirmation email notification. It is recommended to enter a valid email address. That way, if a member does reply to this email, that email will not go unnoticed. It is optional to receive an email notification at the club every time a member registers for your website. However, this can result in quite a few emails to the club. Therefore, it is recommended to either have a filter set up in your inbox or to actually leave this unchecked, as a list of registered members can always be found in the Users tile within Club Central, and this list can even be exported to Excel. If you like, you can always leave this turned off and come back maybe 6 months or a little bit of time after you've gone live with your website to start receiving those email notifications for your last-minute registrants, as well as your new member registrations. And just remember, anytime you do make changes on a page, just ensure you save those changes. Next, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our login configuration settings. And we're going to start with the password configuration. The minimum password length indicates the minimum length required for a password in order for it to be accepted by the system. 6 characters is the minimum length required, but this can be increased. The complexity indicates how complex a password must be in order for it to be accepted by the system. Alphanumeric is highly recommended because it requires at least 1 letter and 1 number, but you can choose the complex option if you like, which will also require a special character. The password expires will indicate the number of days that the reset password link will be valid when a member receives an email allowing them to reset their password. If this link expires, the member will simply have to request a new password via the website or by calling the club. This number can be adjusted and is typically set to 7 days to allow a member 1 week to reset their password. The sender email will appear as the From email when a member receives a reset password email. It is recommended to enter a valid email address. That way, if a member does reply to this email, the email will not go unnoticed. The password reset requirements indicates what a member must enter in order to receive a reset password email. Your options include either the email address or the username. It is suggested to select the user email address. However, this choice is up to the club. Then below that, we have the password reset failure message. When requesting a password reset via the website, a member will receive this filler message if they enter an email address that differs from the one that they registered with, i.e. the email address found within the Users tile within Club Central, or if they enter an invalid username. This message can be adjusted and does have a 250 character limit. Below that, we have the mobile configuration. This should be disabled if the club's mobile site is not yet ready to be viewed by members. Once the club's mobile site is ready, we want to make sure we uncheck this disable option and save our changes. That way, when a member views your site on a mobile device, such as a tablet or a smartphone, the website will scale down to fit the device's screen. By default, the mobile site landing page is the mobile homepage. However, we can add a different URL if you want that landing page to be different than the mobile homepage. Then lastly, if we scroll back up to the top, we have our login status filtering. This determines who can log in and register for the website. Any status checked off will be prevented from logging into the website. So for example, we can go ahead and check off anyone, again, that we don't want logging in. If you have the Encore, Club Connect, or Club Select software, the login dues class filter can also be utilized. This is also known as membership types. If you do not have one of these softwares, note that you only have to filter out your login status filtering.